Math 7, Unit 2, Solving, Lesson 1, Part 3. Algebraic properties, including distributive, commutative, and associative. In this video, we're going to explain why we can add like terms. First, these properties. What do they allow you to do? So the distributive property you can see here, we can multiply the 3 through. We get 3 times x plus 3 times 7. So what? Well, you can get rid of parentheses if you can't do the order of operations. Because in the order of operations, parentheses come first. Because I cannot do x plus 7 because I don't know what x is, I can use the distributive property to get rid of the parentheses rather than having to evaluate what's in them. Okay, the commutative property. Notice here that the 3x and the 4 switched places for over here. So what? Well, the commutative property makes it so that you can reorder addition without changing the answer. And then the associative property, notice that I took the parentheses from putting the last two terms together to putting the first two terms together. So what? Well, it's nice. I can start evaluating anywhere with addition. And actually, the associative property will let you get rid of parentheses that don't make a difference. So later on in your notes on example on page 23, in mathematics, new concepts are built on previous concepts. As you progress in mathematical understanding throughout your schooling, you will come to verify concepts, go from verifying concepts to proving theorems. Below are two in-depth demonstrations of the concepts in this section. First, distributive property. Here's the original expression, 4 times 3x plus 4. Now, I'm going to demonstrate why distributing works. First, we're going to use the definition of multiplication. 4 times 3x plus 4 is 3x plus 4 added together 4 times. I can remove the parentheses because of the associative property, and I can reorder them because of the commutative property. And you can go back to page 7 if you want to read up on those two properties, page 7 in your notes. And reordering them, I've got 3x plus 3x plus 3x plus 3x and 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. Then I'm going to associate them using the associative property. The parentheses aren't going to make a difference here. And once I've associated them, I'm going to use the definition of multiplication. 3x added 4 times is 4 times 3x. And 4 added 4 times is 4 times 4. And then that is the demonstration there. So you can see that we started with 4 times parenthesis 3x plus 4, and we ended with 4 being multiplied by 3x and 4 being multiplied by 4. Now, we do not go through this much detail when we're just doing a problem. We will distribute it, we'll go ahead and multiply it, and that's what we will do. This right here is why it works. It's just what's going on under the hood. Okay, here's another demonstration. This one is going to demonstrate simplifying without cutting any corner. Well, I do have to use the distributive property. I'm going to use the distributive property and the commutative and associative properties to demonstrate why we can add like terms. So here's my original expression. I can use the distributive property, and that replaces this with 3x plus 6. Next, I can use the commutative property to move the negative 13x. Now I've got the x's by each other and the y's by each other. I'm going to go ahead and associate those together. Then I will use the distributive property kind of in reverse order here. And that's just taking the x's out. And if I distributed them back in, that would be the previous step, so you can see that it's okay. And then I can go ahead and evaluate those. 3 minus 13 is negative 10, and 3 plus 6 is 9. And there it is simplified. Now, generally speaking, we would distribute, and then we would add like terms, and that would jump us right down to there. This is just what's going on underneath the hood or behind the scenes. Let's do a few examples of distributing. You'll do more of this in a later lesson. 3 times 2x plus 5, that's 3 times 2, 6x. 3 times 5, that's 15. We get 6x plus 15. Common mistakes here, students forgetting to multiply by the 5 times the 3. to get 15. Okay, right here, 5 times 9t plus 3r. We're going to multiply everything by 5. 5 times 9 is 45. 45t. 5 times 3 is 15, so that's 15r. All right, here's where a lot of mistakes end up happening. So you'll want to be really careful. Right here we are distributing a negative. Negative times positive is negative, negative 8. Negative times negative is positive. 2 times 8 is 16. This is where the mistake happens a lot. Negative times negative is positive, so that needs to be plus. Okay, next one. 2t times 3x plus 5 will distribute. 2t times 3x, 2 times 3 is 6. T times x is t times x. 2x times 5 is 10x. 10t, sorry. Okay, next. If the number is behind the parentheses, it can still distribute. 12 times 5 is 60. 12 times 2 is 24. So you get 60x plus 24. Next, there's a lot of common mistakes that students make here. Order of operations, you need to multiply before you subtract. So you cannot do 3 minus 2 here, although I'm sure it's tempting. You need to distribute. Now we are distributing a negative. The 3 doesn't change. Negative 2 times 2 is negative 4. Negative 2 times 7 is negative 14. 3 minus 14 is negative 11. And the g doesn't change, so we're adding like terms there. We get negative 4g plus 11. Okay, getting a little bit... like there's a little more going on here. We need to distribute to get rid of these parentheses and distribute to get rid of these parentheses. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 3 is 9. Negative 4 is being distributed, so negative 4 times x is negative 4x. Negative 4 times negative 5 is positive 20. That's a common mistake that someone can make by putting a negative there instead. Common like terms, negative 4 and 3 make negative 1x. 9 and 20 make 29. Negative x plus 29. 1/4 times 4x plus 5. We're going to distribute the 1/4. 1/4 times 4 is 4/4. That's 1x. So I guess I can just write x. 1/4 times 5 is 5/4. And that one doesn't reduce nicely. So x plus 5/4. Okay, last thing in your notes before doing the assignment, getting to the assignment. A common mistake that students should endeavor to avoid occurs when distributing a negative value. The mistake shown here is corrected here. Negative 2 times negative 4 is not negative 8. Negative 2 times negative 4 is positive 8. So, on these we're going to describe the error and fix the error. So right here, let's see, when they distribute the mistake, 4 times 3 is 12. Oh, there's the problem. 4 times 3 is 12. They added. So they shouldn't have gotten 7. So let's circle the mistake, and we're going to fix it. It should be 12x minus 8. And that's the correct answer. Okay, let's look at the next one. 13 minus 2 times x plus 2. We're going to distribute it, it looks like. 13 minus 2. Negative 2. Oh, we're distributing a negative, so that should be a negative 4. So the mistake they made, negative 2 times 2 is supposed to be negative 4. But they used plus 4. So fixing that, I should have 13 minus 2x minus 4, which is going to be 9 minus 2x as a correct answer. Okay, example 209. If we distribute the 2 here, negative 2 times 3 is not 3. There's a mistake there. And negative 2 times negative 4 is positive 8. There's 2 mistakes. This is 3 times negative 2 should be negative 6, but they did a 3. Negative 4 times negative 2 should be 8. So this is negative 6x plus 8 as a correct answer. They made 2 different mistakes there. Looks like they added, and on the other one they just completely missed part of it. There's some more examples, but I think I'm going to skip over them and get into the assignment. The assignment, identify terms and like terms in each expression. So you'll want to identify the terms first. There are 3 terms here. They are t, 8, and 3t. The like terms here include t and 3t. On number 2, you're going to simplify the expressions. Find the like terms and add them. 12g and 9g, they're both g's, so we can add them and get 21g. Well, that one is pretty quick. Number 3, you're going to evaluate, add, subtract, multiply, and divide the 2 integers. Number 4, add, subtract, multiply, and divide the 2 fractions. Number 5, change the fraction to a decimal. Now that we're in Unit 2, you can use a calculator. You can just type in 1 divide 4 on a calculator, and it'll come out 0.25. So you can change fractions to decimals pretty quickly on a calculator just by taking top divide bottom. Number 6, you're going to order the numbers from least to greatest. Number 7, you're going to find the error in each one of them. Actually, there's 4 of them. One of them is correct. The other 3 are wrong. So the one that's correct, you'll write the word correct next to. The ones that are wrong, you need to fix. So on this part A, let's go ahead and take a look at it. They make a mistake right here. 2 minus 5x is not negative 3x. They are not like terms. 2 minus 5 are not like terms. Because they're not like terms, you cannot add them. Okay? So there I've circled the error, and I explained the error. What was the problem? Okay, on number 8, you're doing area models. There's already an example here doing 4 times 2x plus 1. Here's the 4. Maybe I'll write it again so you can see what it looks like to draw it. 4 across the top, and 2x plus 1. X is just going to be not the same length as 1. So there's 2x plus 1. And then I fill in the box, and you can see the answer I get. These are all x square units, and these are all 1. So it ends up being 8x's plus 4 as an answer. And you're going to do that on part A and part B down there.